Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Awesome. Let me check. Looks really nice. Check, check. Let me check that on YouTube. Live stream. Check, check. Not bad. Only thing I can think of is about the contrast here in our IDE. How do I change themes? Color theme. Okay, solarized light. Oh. Okay. This one looks more contrasty. Others are dark mode. Yeah. Light plus looks nicer. Okay, so let's continue. What did we what did we do last week? Last week we created Baloon Fight. Let's try it out. You can fly a balloon fighter and it can land on that little little platform there. It can bounce. Oh, yeah, there's this edge case where if you bounce at the very tip of the thing, it bounces you upwards. That's just one edge case. Otherwise, oh, and there's this, right? Yeah, last time this was one issue because I reduced that margin at which it detects which direction it came from. Now if it goes really fast in downward direction, it just skips the platform. That's an issue. What's happening there is here. This is a check where we say the player is colliding with the platform, and in which, yeah, this is the case where it's landing on the top. So we set on platform true, and then velocity divided by 1.05, which means we want to have some friction when it's walking on the platform, and set its position to the top of the platform. So if here, when we're comparing this thing here, I reduce this to 5, which is too low because when the player is accelerating in a very high speed, what happens is it will be beyond that 5 pixels. So that's what's happening. So now if I set it to 15, there's no chance that it will exceed that 15 pixels. So that's that. So now we don't have that issue anymore. So Now, looking at this code, it's getting messy, right? We have a lot of ifs and else's and all these comparisons, which is really hard to manage as we go on and start adding, for example, another platform. So with single platform, we have this huge chunk here. So for each platform, we'll be adding such code blocks, which is not good. So to clean it up, what we can do is we can use object-oriented approach, where you will define classes for these platforms, player, and they have all the logics encapsulated in them. So you can have one class for a platform and create any number of platforms, and all of them will have same behaviors and same properties. How do we do that? So yes, at very least we could encapsulate these position values for player and position values for platform into their own class. So we can have them as their properties instead of having each variable in a global scope. How do we do that? We can simply create a new class called player, right? And class is defined this way. If we want, for example, properties, we can have not really sure about JavaScript. Um, I think I should start using TypeScript now, but anyway, we could always Google, right? How do I add properties to a class? So at least there can be yeah, let's just try it. So it can have a constructor method, and say x and y. I don't think we need width and height and all that. So if I define a constructor method here, I can always set this dot pos dot x equals x, and this dot pos dot y equals y, and let's say p const p equals new player with x and y 1 and 2, for example. What I can do is now try console logging p. What do I see? How do I see the console here? What? Oh, here. This is too much information. Let's try refreshing that. Post player x post player x equals 200. Mm. But this is already declared here. Why is it complaining about this? Cannot access before initialization. What? This does not make sense. Anyway. What? Let's just alert it. What's there to lose? Refresh. There's no alert. Wait, is this correct? I don't know if I can have these. Don't think so. Can I? Nope. Okay. Let's get rid of that for a second. And what? That just fixes it. If I add new player, then it breaks. So I'm thinking there's something wrong here. Let me Google that. JavaScript class. This is a problem. We normally don't do anything object-oriented in JavaScript unless it's something like this. It looks fine to me now. Class rectangle constructangle equals class. Constructangle equals class. Constructor this. Let's for now let's chill a bit and say post x and post y, because that's how we did before. If I save this actually works. Yeah, I just forgot about what I did here, and I was just not concentrating. Now, this looks like it's working, right? So if I check the console, oh, actually this alert doesn't seem to work. So let me try logging that. So there you go. P is a player who has position X and position Y. That's nice. So we could use this player class to create our player, right? So for example, we could get rid of player X, player Y from everywhere. I should go and say here, if player Y and player X is This could be called player position update, right? Player position update would do this. So here I could say dot, no, what the, why did I call it P? So here I could say player, what? Oh my gosh. What the fuck is this? What the fuck, man? Update position, right? So when you update player's position, what you're doing is you're just adding those velocity values. Update position. This. I just want this to be this dot was y, and again velocity of player can also be its own property. So here vx vy, right? And here this dot velocity x equals to vx, this dot velocity y equals to vy, and now replace this by v this dot velocity x and velocity y. So now we have a player. I'll try to find all the players. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Position player x is less than equals 0. So this is we're trying to keep it inside the viewport. So whenever it hits the wall, we want it to why is this here? So here this could actually be inside position player update, position of player dot update position. Oh my gosh. Right, when it's when it's updating position, it can already check if it's hitting the wall or not. So let's just move this inside our update position. So when we are updating the position, we'll also check if it's hitting the walls. Okay, so now position player X, all of these should be now this dot pose and velocities. Come on. This dot pose and all the velocity stuffs. Right. Yeah, bounce back. So let's add a comment here. Hit left wall. Oh no. Top wall. Left wall. Hit right wall. This can be else if. Maybe that is why. Okay, so now what's happening here? It's just stuck. Now we have player with this thing. We will just look for all the here. This is the player's image drawing. This can be deleted. This can be gone. So this here, I don't know, this can also be in update position, or say draw, something like that. So now here we'll add a new method, draw. This dot pose X, this dot pose Y, and where is image? Image is defined here. Yes. So let's bring this a little bit to the, yeah, let's define it here so that we have those image and all those, right? So we will still be using global image and all that, which is fine with me. Nice. So here it's not drawing anything. Probably there's some error. Clean up, refresh. So no apparent error. Now what do we do? What do we do? Okay, we created a player with this strange coordinate. Let's start by adding no velocity whatsoever and see. Okay, it drew it inside that stuff. Let's make it 80 or something. Let's make it 150. Oops. Okay, and no velocity. Let's change velocity y to 3. Okay, now it's falling. So now we see that the constructor function is working just fine. But we have lots of things to replace here. So for example, let's not care about the platform yet. What do we want? We want player update position and then player draw. Here, position of player Y, right? So this didn't care it because we just didn't say player dot pose Y, right? Now if it falls, it will say game over. So that's that. Now on these, for now I will just replace all these velocities and position by our classes. Okay, player dot velocity y and velocity x. Now let's see. Okay, also we want to replace all the post player stuffs by player dot post. Now it broke. Here, this is the reason. Okay, now there you go. So we are back in control. Everything works just as before. And yeah, so now what we want to do is we want to see if everything is fine. Right here, players' positions are compared, and on platform. Here, on platform is also something that the player owns or belongs to the player. So I would do this. On platform equals false. Right? I would just set it to false, and then wherever on platform is being used, I will use player dot on platform. Right, so right now I'm just accessing the variable and setting it Hmm. Why was this set to true? I have no idea. This should be false. Maybe, yeah, from yesterday. From last time when we were starting the uh, position of the player on the platform. That's why we set it to true. Um, Actually, yeah, that's how we start. Not okay. I will just set it to true on both here and here. Now, what else? We have these are being taken care of. Bird. What is bird? What is bird? There is no bird. Platforms. Now we need to do same thing with the platform. Thing here. All these need to be done for every platform. So every platform need to know if a player is colliding. Right. Now here this could go in the player class. Okay. We encapsulated all the player properties to player. Now let's create another class called platform, just how we did it for the player class. Platform. Right, it's a class with a constructor function. Position X, position Y. I wouldn't say pause for these because it's X and Y already explains it. And we missed a curly brace. So now when we define a platform, when we call the constructor function, what we want to do is set its properties. This dot, even these pose X and pose Y's. I will, yeah, okay, for now we'll call X X and Y Y because that's already descriptive enough to say that it's the position of something. This dot width equals width, this dot height equals height. So now we have defined a class for a platform, and let's define an object, platform 1, because we are looking at adding multiple platforms, and let's start by adding one of them. So here let's check where did we put the platform. Here, rectangle. This is the call for platforms drawing. So this can go inside platform1.draw. Nice. This was exactly what I wanted to do. Platform1.draw. Here inside our platform object class, we can now define draw function, which will just simply draw a rectangle and position platform all of this. So this is going to be just X and Y, and this is going to be no. Width and height. Oh, sorry. All this with this. This X, this Y, this width, this height. And here we draw. Where did we draw the platform? Here, platform 1. And what have we set here? All these can be set here, right? So let's paste it here. We want it at 100, 200, 240. Now get rid of this. So here, now we have the platform in a position there, and let's say we want it a bit somewhere below there, right? That's possible. But now it lost all the collision detection and everything. So for that, now it's quite simple to now create multiple platforms. Let's say we have two platforms, one there and one there, and we simply need to draw both of them, platform 1 and platform 2. There you go. And the reason why it's not sitting there is because all this is gone, right? So this here is let's say platform check collision, whatever. Now here we could pass in player like this. We want to check if this player is colliding or not. For now we have player globally, and we just have one player. We don't have computer, or we don't have multiplayer for now, so I will just leave it as it is, so without any input, without any parameters. And here I will define that function, check collision, and inside check collision I will do this. So here every position platform will be this dot, and oh my gosh, dot small y and small x, and all the height and width here. Damn it. Width platform is this dot width. Height platform is this dot height. Right. So now, oh, it hits the. We need to draw or position our player somewhere different here. Why did it here? Why? Yeah, let's set it to, just set it to 400. Okay, so it appeared from there and then fell there. Now we're not checking collision on platform 2. That is why it's not detecting it on platform 2. So if I check that here as well for platform 2, now it should work for both. Oops, what just happened? Okay. Okay. Oh. So we check now this thing here. 0.07. So if you're on a platform, and strangely it's only happening for the one on the bottom, not the one on the top. I think I should draw these variables on the screen so that I can follow what's happening. Let's see, where did I print the score? There, text score. So I can say px, py, pvx, pvy, and set velocity x and velocity y. So not at 2020 but 2025, 2030. 30, 20, 40, 20, 50, 20, 60. Okay, there. Player X, Y. So for player, all of these pose X and pose Y's needs to be just X and Y. Okay, all the pose X. Right, and all the pose Y's needs to be just Y to make it simple. Now let's see what's happening. Weird. POP player dot on platform. 70. So there you go. It's not setting. Very strange. Ah, now I see. So because we have these, so player dot on platform, these two platforms can set player on platform to any value they want. So every time this one of the platforms sets it, another can reset it. So now only the reason why only platform 1 didn't work is because platform whatever was set by platform 1, platform 2 could unset it. So it was just oscillating between those, and then we have issue. But when platform 2 sets it, it's always platform 2 is the winner because it's the second one who is doing that. So how do we fix that? So we could transfer the on platform to platforms, because any given time, only one platform can say this guy is on it, right? And so let's move that thing. Let's just give it a try. We did this here, but what we want to do is we want to do it here. Not true, but false. We don't want it to be anywhere. Player on platform. Sorry. So when I say player is on the platform, so every platform can say if the player is on the platform. So here, collision detection, we're not setting player on platform, but this dot player on platform. This dot player on platform, true and false. So now every time now this means that we'll have to check on every platform if one of those values is set. Right? Which means so for this, when I say every platform, it always signifies, or it gives a signal that we need to maintain the list of platforms in some kind of list. So for example, an array. We need to do that because we need to have a list of these platforms and we want to check on each of them. So as we did here, we have two new platforms. We should call it platforms. There. So if I save all the platforms in an array, what I can do is every time I draw or something, I can always say platforms dot each for each speed dot draw. So what it does is it calls the draw function for each of them. And similarly here we can say every platform check for collision. Right. Same thing, we just don't want to repeat code, but we have a list. We want to go through each of them and then call that function. And on this one here, now what we can do is we can check p platforms dot sum. If some of those platforms p dot player on platform. So this means if any of those platform has player on it, it will give you a true. If that's not true, player is not on any platform. If that's true, it's on some platform, so we'll just stop there. So this should fix our issue that we were having here, and not here, but here. So that fixes it. Very fantastic. So now we have multiple platforms. We have each platform doing the check. I need to fix this. So p velocity x is being so that's this here. We are dividing velocity x by this. We need to have a stop condition here. Otherwise, it's just going on and on. Let's say man, that's going crazy. Velocity x. So, what do we do here? Actually, I could have just reduced its how did we damp it for how did we damp it for, I don't know where. I just feel like we damped it for some other things. Hmm. Actually, it's not even an issue. I just don't want to make it look dirtier on code. Anyway, so we are actually that this thing is quite nice, the logging of the score, the things. How do I change font? I have no clue. I have no clue. Can I create a new tab here? Maybe not. Okay, anyway, I will just open it on different one. P5JS. Here, font size. It doesn't have font size. Font property. Font. Text bound, text to point. Okay, text size. We could do text size. Let's see if that changed. Okay, cool. How about maybe I just forgot about it. Yeah, 10 looks better. Here this could be as it was, probably 12, 14, whatever it was. And also I just put it width minus 120 or something so that it's on the right. There you go. Right. Damn good. So we have now multiple platform, one single balloon fighter. We could have even multiple of those. Now what do I want here? I'd like this to be a function log. Print dump, whatever, dump files. I don't know. Let's call it dump files. Right, and just define it somewhere here. Const dump files equals function. Right, so there you go. Let's look at our code now. So platform draw, is it necessary to be drawn every cycle? Maybe not. So things like these could just go here. So that is not called every time. Oh, wait. Ah, this thing here. All right. I need to learn about the sprites and all those, because I just feel like this could be optimized a bit. Alright, so I don't want to update the whole screen whenever like this tiny thing moves around the screen. Right now what's happening is we're just drawing whole canvas every time, which is not really yeah. Got it. Now I got it why it's done every time. So now I'm feeling really lazy today. Just don't want to do anything. So here we have everything working fine. Yeah. Bird. Velocity of bird. I don't know. What do we do next? Create 2 players? Let's try creating new player. Right? So that's what I was talking about. When you have 1 player, it's fine, but when you have 2 players, you need to take care of all these. So say player, this means that it's game over for only player X. So this means this is game over for player 1, not player 2. Right? All that matters. Let's say player is the main player and player 2 is just a bot or something. If player 1 dies, the game is over. So for that, Yeah. Now this is interesting because we set the player on platform variable as local variable for platform here. What this means is we are assuming that there's just one player. Now if we want two players, this is not going to work because here we need to tell which player is on the platform, right? So there, every time a player, so from here we can always check collision with which player. So this means that we are doing a lot of this function x times y, so players times platform. That's how many times we are doing this function, executing this function, because for every player we want to check did it hit every, so any one of those platforms. That means you will just multiply those. And how it's going to work is we just get player here. So the player we got from global is no more going to be that. So what we want to do is whenever we check collision, we want to check collision with every one of those players, right? So let's add this player to a similar array, players. So we have now players with player 1 and player 2, and now p dot player on platform there. So this is for our one player. This is going to be checked for every player. So here players dot for each, right? Players dot for each. What we want to do is did this even work? It's supposed to be this. Ah, yeah. Yeah, so let's start by adding identifier to those players. So here I will add a third argument, say it's its name, right? Player 1, and here player 2. This can be names, actual names. So now we have a way to say that this player is in the platform. So here on each platform we can have player on platform function instead of player on platform property. Right, so player on platform is not a property anymore, but it's a method. Player on platform. So let's always return true, and we get player here. And what we check is here, platform here, this dot plaYERS. So we have an array where platform will have multiple players on platform, right? There can be any number of players, and we will just check if that array, this dot players on platform dot includes player dot name. So also player now needs a new property called name. Right? Maybe player name. It doesn't like the name property. So name, this dot name, player name, and whenever we check for collision, what we want is we want the player who is being checked, and then this dot players on platform equals platform dot push, right? Else now I think it will be easier to maintain a map instead of an array. Right? So what we could do is players on platform player name, like this. Yeah, we could do this, and here players this is much simpler than maintaining an array. So here, instead of includes, we could just give away this, right? And here, say this. Now, where were we? On players on platform. Now we're setting those things. Also, player is now being passed on by this function here. So for each platform, this is a platform, say PT. For each player, we want to do player stood for each, right? And that's going to be player PL, or this. Oh, so player is passed in here. So now what we are doing is, for each platforms, check every player if they are colliding, and for every player check. There you go. Now we need a lot of other logs. So for example, POP player 1 on platform, player dot, it's not player dot on platform anymore. Platform 1 dot players on platform. This is actually not right. Player on platform 1, player on platform 2. This one, platform 2 dot players on platform. JSON dot stringify. Right. Okay. Player 1 false, player 2 true. 70, 80. Player 1 false, player 2 true. Why is PVY 0? So here, because player 2 is sitting. Look what's happening here. Because player 2 is sitting, what we are checking here is if anybody is sitting on the platform, set velocity of player 1, the first player's y0, which means that this guy is sitting there and he is getting his effect. So this is going to be PL. So this is going to affect only that player's velocity. Now this guy can fly, fine, right? Now the second guy is just sitting there and we don't have controls for that guy. here we could add another kernel. Yeah, so we can't think of a very good mapping strategy here, but for now what I would like to do is I would just want it to work. So I want the other player to have arrow. I don't know where. How do I just check if it's some letter like W? Can I do this? And jump should take a player, and we need to do the player velocity Y. And here we will do player, and here we will do player 1. Right? So now if I press, oops, sorry. Now if I press W, it doesn't work because key code is supposed to be used with these special things. Now let me Google, or let me look at the reference. Key pressed here, value, no, left arrow, right arrow. Okay, anyway, what I can do is I can console log what's being logged, right? Okay. Let's see what it logs. So if I press W, 87, nice. So if it's 87, right? And let me find others as well. This is A, which is left for player 2, 65 and 68. Okay, here 65 and 68. So now we are almost there. So this guy can move. This guy can't. Oh, okay. This needs to be player 1 as well. Right, so now we have controls for both our players. Yay, no, still doesn't work. Oh, player 1 is not defined. Ah, we have player 2, not player 1. Okay, now. There you go, 2 players. Awesome, what the? So see, the second guy falls, but still not game over because player 1 is the hero, so he has to die. Oh, now the second player doesn't come back. So for reset, we want to also reset player. Anyway, we could think a nicer way to do that, but what's the... Look at this. What the hell? Oh my god. This is really confusing. Whoa. Okay. Now we could paint a little bit different for different layers. So change color of hair, balloon. I could quickly do that. It shouldn't be very difficult. For example, our Flappy Bird? Is it called Flappy Bird? No. BF player. So this can just be opened with some editor, open with. Oh my gosh, no. So reveal in Finder. Now I have tools. Photoshop. Actually, I don't even need a Photoshop. I can just use preview and change some tint or whatever hue. So let me try that out. Tools, adjust color, and then tint. Oh, that doesn't work as well as I was hoping. So no, I'm not going to do that. I will use Photoshop. Open with Photoshop. And then here, wow, this is really tiny. What do? I will look at filters and no, not really filter, image, adjustment, hue saturation. Let's check hue saturation. Ooh, this is really dynamic. Okay, I can change it to green. Okay, blue looks good. Okay, save it. Oh, I just overrode it. Damn it. So leave player 1 and player 2. Now here I will change, I'll actually add one more image. Image 2 is player 2, player 1, image 2. Now so here I could okay, let's define image as an object and then add these into dot player 1, player 2. So here because we have now names for these players, we can just access the this dot name. Right, there you go. Now we have two players with different colors. They can fly. They can go everywhere. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do 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 do. Damn good. Fantastic. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, this is fun. This is really fun. Great fun. Duh. The players don't collide yet, but yeah. Awesome. Okay, I think that's it for today. We have now two players. We have because we changed to object oriented programming, OOP. It was quite easy to have multiple instances of everything. Like we used to have one platform and one player, but now we have two platforms and two players, and this can scale very easily. We simply add those instances, and yeah, it is quite manageable. Code is now pretty well encapsulated, how they call it in object-oriented programming. So they have their own classes and have all their behaviors encapsulated, and your main function, draw function, is even better than before, cleaner than before. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, if anybody was watching, thank you for watching, and please like the video, leave a like. If you haven't, please subscribe, and my lips are so dry. Please subscribe, and yeah. I will be live again next week on Sunday. We will continue this game. Basically add collision detection on the players. Right, so they don't collide for now, but we want to make them collide. And also the actual game mechanics, like poking or breaking popping others balloon is what we want to do in this game. Like if I bam, I should be popping the balloon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that way we could add a lot of players. We could even add multiplayer using network, and all these players will be playing through internet, and then I don't know if the latency will have much, or yeah, not sure. But anyway, we have multiplayer game now. Multiplayer. Yeah, that's it. Next week, collision detection between the players and balloon popping mechanics. yeah, I don't know how hard it will be to add these AIs, because they simply have to be like flying around, just flying around, doing nothing much. Just randomly going left and right, up and down. Yeah, let's see. Anywho. Yeah. If you were watching, thank you for watching. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.